ahead and get it.
Among his 100-yard games, 10 against Saskatchewan. Out of the backfield, Harris down. As Chris McKenzie flying in there again to upend Harris.
Said the best way to thank his quarterback when he's going his direction is to make the catches, and Giro Simon has done that. In fact, he's been perfect. Had one that was thrown his way, called back on the touchdown, but any ball thrown in his direction, number 81 has come up with the catch, including beating double coverage early on.
Marco Iannuzzi has checked into the Lions offense. Bunch formation wide side. 2nd and 6. Looks like Freeman was offside. Could be a free play. And it's Akeem Foster with a first down catch at the Saskatchewan 49. Check the flags.
Terrell Freeman did step into the neutral zone. I'm not sure if he was drawn. According to Travis Lulay, it looks like this is going against the Riders.
Offside. Saskatchewan number 50. That penalty is declined. First down.
So it is Freeman, and they'll take the Foster catch and the first down.
Just one catch last week for Akeem Foster. I believe this is his first in the game. So long crossing route to get outside.
Quiet day so far for Arlen Bruce, 79 yards away from 10,000, a key milestone for a receiver. There's Kier Johnson, and that through his hands, and the Lions fortunate that wasn't picked off.
Kier Johnson has dropped a couple in this game. He's fighting the football right now, and the one thing he can do on this hitch pass to help himself a little bit, as this one will come right at you, is to slow down just before he goes to catch the ball. He kind of accelerates back towards it, and that makes that velocity on the ball that much tougher. And he just, that's, I believe, his third drop in this game this afternoon.
Second and 10.
Audible.
Lulay changes the call. Rolling in the shovel to Harris. Breaks a tackle, 2 tackles. And how about that? Second and third effort for a first down when Andrew Harris should have been stopped for about 6.
That is all Andrew Harrison's second effort, because the Riders had lined up to take the gaps away up front. They were expecting a play like this. Mike McCullough has him in the backfield. He basically has him for a couple of yard gain, which would have been well short of the first down, but a great stiff arm and balance from Andrew Harris made 4 guys miss to get the first down territory. That was all 3-3 right there.
Down to the 37. Back into the hands of Harris, slicing into the secondary before Baron Simpson drags him down. So Andrew Harris, back-to-back first downs, that the 16-yard run.
Well, I'm surprised it's taken till midway through the third for BC to get on this running game, because first of all, Andrew Harris has been churning out yards. He's done well over his starts, and the reason that they could go with him, they more and more confidence with him. Look at the blocking up front. Terrell Freeman kicked out. Great hole for Andrew Harris against the Saskatchewan defense in the last 2 games, as I mentioned, giving up 180 yards a game along the ground.
First and 10 from the 21. This time Harris is wrapped up quickly. Terrell Freeman on the scene.
This is one of those ride and decide plays by Travis Lulay. He puts it in the stomach of Andrew Harris and then reads the end. If the end crashes, if he sees the end come down and crash, then he's going to pull it. And he does see a little bit of a crash here. And this is one, I think, that if you ask Travis Lulay tomorrow when he's looking at the film, he'll say, yeah, that one I should have pulled.
Lions have been much better on the ground. Did not have a 100-yard rushing game in the first 4. They've had 8 since that point. Second and long, and in trouble by Stewart. Brings down Travis Lulay. Second sack of the game for Saskatchewan.
And he's working on one of the BC Lion best offensive lineman in Ben Archibald, that left tackle. And he's coming up on one-on-one on Archibald, and they try to confuse that offensive line a little bit by showing Jarrell Freeman in the hole and then dropping him out. But Archibald had plenty of time to react. He kept him high, but because the coverage was good downfield, Kai Stewart came underneath and got the sack.
Chris Milo has 5 field goals today, and now Paul McCallum looks for his 4th, and he puts that through. And BC gets back within 3 here on the Stampeders. 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific for that game, both on TSN and TSN Mobile TV.
It'll be interesting quarterback discussion in Calgary this week.
Wow, yes indeed. Henry Burris or Drew Tate, who will the Rough Riders see next week. John Hufnagel says he'll tell us when he's made the decision. Wes Cates up across the 50 to the 51-yard line, has close to 6. Belated happy birthday to Ken Miller.
Absolutely, turned 70 yesterday. Happy birthday to Ken Miller, and he is now wondering how to get in that end zone. It has now been 4.2 hours of football played by the Riders without a major.
So we know what he wants for his birthday. 2nd and 4. Durant stands in. There's the catch. Pantouz has a first down across midfield.
You know, and the interesting thing about it, this game for the Riders when it comes to that touchdown drought is the fact that they're moving the football. You know, when they're in between the 30s, they've been moving the football. You run the curl here to move the chains and get first down. You saw the big play to Weston Dressler, get him in scoring range. They've been down in a chance to score a few times in this game, and yet Lions red zone defense has shut the door.
You saw the man who made the tackle, Anthony Reddick, who's had a strong day for the Lions. A little slow to get up.
He's been one of the guys down in that score zone when the Riders have been down there that have made the plays. We saw the good jam on Chris Getzlaff in one series. We saw the good blitz when he came off the edge of Darian Durant.
See what adjustments Mike Benavides and the Lions make as he goes to the sidelines. Corey Banks has been in that spot earlier this year. And by the way, if you're watching at home and wondering who 36 is for the BC Lions, Anton McKenzie had the jersey ripped, so he has switched. And now it's a no-name middle linebacker. And Corey Banks is up, and he's on the blitz here. Durant throws complete. Pantouz back-to-back first down catches at the 32-yard line, and he took a shot from Anton McKenzie.
And he shows you what makes Andy Fantu such a great receiver, and that's his knowledge of time and space and where to be and how to position himself to be able to make the catch in traffic. That ball thrown a little bit behind him, but he has that great feel for time and space, turns back and makes a pretty tough catch look easy.
And J.R. LaRose there on the tackle. Cates now down to the 25. So 7 for Wes Cates, and here they are knocking on the door again. You just detailed the lengthy drought it's been for a Rough Rider touchdown since the 3rd quarter.
Mosaic Stadium may just erupt if they can find the end zone.
The 3rd quarter 4 games ago against the Argos. Second and 3. Dressler in motion. Dressler's got it. Look out. Brought down by Ryan Phillips, but it looks like he's got enough for the first down. He's in that vicinity for sure. And Andre Proulx does signal first down.
I'm not even going to measure. So he did get it. Again, you know, at this point, you don't necessarily have to completely change your game plan. I mean, your game plan got you here on the drive, as it's done a few times for the Riders in this game this afternoon. It seems when they get down here, they're looking for those deep crossing routes that have not worked.
And Two's releasing late. Durant got away, and then he's going to throw it away. Pressure was on from that BC front.
And this is where I'm talking about that Darian Durant at this point doesn't necessarily need to push it down 15, 20 yards, get it down to the doorstep. Just needs to move the chains one more time.
Now Fantuz lines up behind Durant. Keats in motion, and now the waggle from Fantuz, and flags fly.
Legal procedure. Saskatchewan number 68, 5-yard penalty, remained second down.
Left tackle Alex Gauthier moved prematurely. And that doesn't help you in the drought.
No, it does not. And now you have to push the ball a little bit more. But this is about as quiet and tense that I've felt this stadium in some time, with their offense rushing, and pretty quiet in here all of a sudden.
A lot of analysis going on. 2nd and 15, Durant, and he had to throw that away. And they are stopped again. It'll be Chris Milo time again.
You know, one of the weapons here for Darian Durant has been in this zone, in this area of the field, has been his ability to run. You know, whether it be a quarterback draw up the middle, or getting him outside so that he has the option to run and pass. It can really freeze a defense. He can't do that with his foot injury. He's been staying in the pocket, trying to release the ball quickly. That's got to be part of the reason that this team is struggling when they get down here.
The Rider and CFL record for field goals is 8. Chris Milo has missed in his attempt for his 6th of the game. And he's running out. Look out, Corey Banks. And Banks will finally get tagged down at the 25-yard line, and it remains a 3-point Rider lead.
Let me tell you about this fella I know. People call him many things. Warrior, giant, titan. See, this man does things differently. When everyone follows, he takes the lead. And when everyone backs down, well, he rises to the top. Now get 0% financing for 84 months on 2011 Titan and Frontier.
Captain Morgan. Make it happen.
I could write this down for you.
Don't bother, Doctor. Couldn't read it anyway.
Okay, you know the drill. Just start taking aspirin 81 milligram.
Aspirin 81 milligram, the #1 doctor recommended brand, only from Bayer.
NFL on TSN continues next. When the Vikings travel to Chicago to take on the Bears Sunday Night Football. Live coverage begins immediately following this game on TSN, and you can also watch the game live on TSN Mobile TV.
You know, it's interesting, we talk about the drought when it comes to majors for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The BC Lions in their last 4 have scored over 30 points in every one of those games, and they haven't found the end zone either, other than the one that was called back.
Good defensive battle here today. Under 2 minutes left, third quarter. Lule's pass is tipped and falls incomplete. This is Our League is brought to you by Nissan.
On Friday evening, the Saskatchewan Roughriders held their annual Plaza of Honor dinner. Over 1,300 Riders supporters were on hand to pay tribute to this year's inductees. Corey Holmes, Mike Saunders, and Dan Razovich were recognized for their contributions to the Saskatchewan Roughrider football team. They joined the 110 individuals and 3 championship teams that have been previously honored by this proud franchise. Now their names will also be etched in the history of the Plaza of Honor at Mosaic.
Murray took a shot, and G-Roy Simon unable to bring that pass in as the heat was on from Dario Romero. who hit Lule between the numbers.
Say the Plaza of Honor, I played with, had a chance to be a teammate of a couple of those guys. Dan Razovich, who was a teammate of mine at SFU as well.
And I understand Mike Saunders got a little shot in at his old teammate.
Well, he took a little shot. He went up, and when he got a chance to speak, he said, "I'm surprised that Suter got in as a holder." So that was his shot, and Mike Saunders.
Did not know that was a big hold. Looks like a 15-yard no yards penalty. That's the newcomer, America Mara, number 49, who was happy about his quick stop, except he didn't give 5 yards, and this is going to be a 15-yarder.
BC number 33, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Hustle down there, though. You know, he just has to be explained that you have to give 5 yards. And
Kerry Koch with some pressure on Paul McCallum and almost got to the punter.
no, he did hesitate a little bit. So someone. Pretty excited about the tackle in the open field, though.
And the Lions were excited this week about getting him in there because of his speed. But Saskatchewan's got great field position here. And Claremont's got a catch against his old team. And he'll get pushed out by James Jurachuk.
Good level of compete from Saskatchewan against the hottest team in the CFL. 7-win streak for the BC Lions, and the Riders are competing in this one at a very different level than they have the last couple weeks.
Spreading it around, 9 different receivers today for Darian Durant. 2nd and 1. And the cross gets sent cartwheeling on that first down run.
Looked a little bit like Mike Saunders on that one.
Well, Dante Marsh, I believe, with the hit, up and over. 7-game winning streak is on the line in the 4th quarter. Here are the numbers after 45 minutes.
Chris Schultz called it a trap game for the Lions, winning 7 in a row, and you wondered when that bubble might burst. I don't think many thought it would be here in Saskatchewan. Now there's still a quarter to play, a long time to play, but Saskatchewan Roughriders, I think the side of the ball that's impressed me most has been the defensive side. I mean, I mentioned the Lions scoring over 30 points in their last 4. And that big game back and forth against Calgary last week, and they have not found the end zone.
99-9, Saskatchewan have been outscored in the last 3 games, so they are turning in the kind of performance we saw from the Argos Friday. Good for teams that, although Saskatchewan's clinging by that thread, it is unlikely. They got a reprieve today with Montreal's win over Hamilton.
A teammate of mine, Chris, Don Narcisse, used to say when we would have a challenging situation like this, you're at the end of your rope, tie a knot, and hang on. That's what the Riders are doing right now.
See if they can hang on or add to their lead here. Here's Wes Keats. Not much there at the line of scrimmage. So Keats was sent cartwheeling on that last carry of the 3rd quarter. Dante Marsh, the man who made the tackle, has gone to the sidelines after that.
Looks like he'll be okay.
So Ryan Phillips and Jerome Dennis are on the corners at the moment. Durant looked one way, holds up. Now the other into the end zone. Alfred Hill can't reach it. Working against Jerome Dennis, in for Dante Marsh.
It looked like Ephraim Hill had a bit of a jump on Jerome Dennis. He had about 1.5 yards, and it was a matter of on the run to his left. Could Darian Durant get his shoulders around and drop this over the shoulder? And he does. You can almost question a little pass interference from Jerome Dennis here. He got a hand on him before the ball arrived, but no penalty flag down.
So Milo coming off his first miss of the game. Back out. looking for his 6th of the game from 32 yards out. And this time he is back on the mark. And once again, it's a 6-point Saskatchewan lead.